I'm going to demo assignment day 9, demo 2. It's an L-shaped bracket with chamfers rather than corners as we saw in the previous video. This is a 1/2 inch gauge L-shaped bracket, which means that's the thickness of the part. Both legs, the horizontal and vertical legs, will be 3 inches, and then the depth of the part will be 3 inches. So I've already created the part. I'm assuming you guys have done this many times and don't need to see that. We'll just get right to making the bracket. We'll go ahead and select on this profile and go into Sketch. I'm going to use Profile and sketch my shape 3 inches and 3 inches. So both legs are 3 inches long. Let's go ahead and constrain this. I'll use auto constrain, and I'll reference these two edges, and I will stack dimension them and select OK. And unlike the other demo, the first demo, this is how you would really dimension this part. Oh, son of a gun. I'm going to just, you know what? One of the things I try not to do is move the constraints, because sometimes it starts adjusting them. So what I do is I get it green, so I'm going to contact this to my axis. Now when I go to move this, it'll be easier to move. It won't try and change anything on me. I'm just, ironically, I'm going to try and grab this and move it up. Just because I have a hard time reading it, so I have a hard time checking the visibility out on that. Alright, you want to dimension to features. These are features. And again, the 3 represents your leg lengths, both horizontal and vertically for this part. We can exit the sketch. And the pad is to be 3 inches long as well. So we'll pad this out. I did that again. We'll go 3. Reverse the direction. Select OK. And we don't want the sketch to be in 2 places, so I'm going to drag and drop it into the part body. And the next feature I'm going to teach you is chamfer mode. So chamfer just puts on a flat edge. So I'm going to do a chamfer. And like we did in the fillet exercise, I'm going to chamfer this line right here, and we'll do a 1/4 inch chamfer. I'll preview that. Select OK. Alright, so this works the same way as the fillets does, and you can see that I can change the angle at any time or the length. Or I can modify the existing chamfer by double clicking it and selecting the edges just like I did using fillets. And you notice I got chamfers on the edges here. So what I'm going to do here is remove those fillets by double clicking them, or chamfers. I'm going to remove the chamfers by grabbing the edges. By the way, I caught the face on accident. Just reactivate the face and it will turn the entire face off. What I will show you is another way you could do this is by grabbing the top faces and the bottom face over here, and when I select preview, it wants to do all the chamfers. The only thing is it's a 1/4 inch chamfer and the part is a 1/2 inch. It will run out of material. I'll try and say OK, and it'll do it if that's what you wanted, the sharp edges on the top there. Okay, I can change this length though to 1/8 of an inch, and now you've got this whole part all chamfered off. and it's hard to see the chamfer, so one of the things I can do is go to properties and change it to another color. I'll try salmon color. Now it's a little easier to distinguish the chamfers. Let's say I want to turn this top off. I double click it and I grab the top and I select OK. And you might ask yourself, why didn't it go away? Did anybody catch why it didn't go away? I'll double click it. I'll grab that top surface and select OK. Now how did I get a chamfer here and the chamfers go away on the top? Well, I wasn't being careful when I chose, so I double click this chamfer here. I tried to grab the surface to turn it off, but see, when I grab that surface and turn it off, I missed the surface originally and I grabbed the edge instead. So you got to be careful because this edge is being chamfered and then I pick on the face and now the edge and the face is being chamfered all the way around. Okay, so just be careful when you're selecting that you recognize what's on and off, what you're really grabbing. It might be best to wait and see if you can get the word edge to show up, so you can deactivate the edge and wait for the word face to show up if you want the face to be chamfered. I'll select OK, and we'll do one more chamfer. I'll chamfer the bottom, which is going to be a bigger edge. I'm just going to make that a 1/2 inch. Okay, so now I've got a 1/2 inch chamfer, and then if I go to view and hit my ISO view, I got the 1/8 inch chamfers all along the top and this front surface and right in here. Okay, again, if I wanted this one to be bigger, you can't alter it. I could double click on it and turn that off and select OK, and then I could go to that edge and refine this chamfer on that edge to 1/4 inch. So I have different chamfers at different sizes, 1/8 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. I can change the colors. You can get crazy and come up with a bunch of different colors representing each different size. I probably wouldn't do any of this in production, but just for clarity of what's going on here for this particular demo, you can now see the different chamfers here that were created on this particular part. I'll finish this by putting it back into the ISO view and doing a fit all in, and I'll save my model just like this. Okay, and that concludes the demo for the L-shaped bracket using the chamfers.